If you've ever wanted to get a real handle on your finances, I've got some great news. You don't need a fancy degree or a job on Wall Street. Nope. It really all comes down to building a few small, practical habits that you can actually stick with. So let's dive right in.
You know, a lot of us feel like financial literacy is this super complicated world that's, just for the experts. You see all the charts and hear the jargon, and it's so easy to just think, yeah, that's not for me. But is that really the case?
Not at all. Getting good with money isn't about some giant, scary leap. It's all about taking small, consistent steps. It's really built on these tiny but super powerful habits that, honestly, anyone can start doing today. And most of them, they take less than 5 minutes a week.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We've broken these habits down into 4 key areas. First up, we're going to talk about shifting your financial mindset. Then we'll get into building some simple systems. After that, we'll look at ways to accelerate your growth, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with what we're calling the marathon mindset to keep you going for the long haul.
So let's jump into part 1, shifting your financial mindset. Because really, before you can change what you do with your money, you've got to change how you think about it. And it all starts with the one thing you can never get more of, your time.
So the first tiny habit is to figure out what you really make per hour. It's actually pretty simple. You take your yearly salary after taxes, what actually hits your bank account. Then you add up all the hours you spend on work. And I mean all of them, not just 9 to 5. We're talking commute time, any extra prep you do, everything. Then just divide your take-home pay by those total hours. And this is where it gets really eye-opening. Let's say someone makes $60,000 a year. On paper, that's about $30 an hour, right? But once you account for taxes and add just an hour a day for commuting and getting ready for work, their true hourly rate plummets to just $20.88. That is a huge difference.
Seeing your time this way is a total game changer. All of a sudden, that $200 fancy dinner isn't just $200. It's almost 10 hours of your life you had to trade for it. That brand new $40,000 car, that could be an entire year of your working life. This one little calculation reframes every single spending decision you make.
All right, the next mental shift is getting crystal clear on the difference between an asset and a liability. And honestly, it's super simple. Assets put money into your pocket. Think of a rental property bringing in monthly rent, or stocks that pay you dividends. Liabilities, on the other hand, take money out of your pocket. Your car, with its payments, insurance, and gas, is a classic example. So from now on, before any big purchase, just ask yourself one question. Is this going to put money in my pocket or take it out?
Okay, moving on to our second big idea, building your financial systems. The goal here is pretty simple. We want to make good financial decisions the easy choice, the default setting, so your progress just happens automatically, without you even thinking about it.
And the single most powerful system you can set up? Automate your savings. It's not even close. Study after study shows that people who set up automatic transfers from their checking to their savings are way more likely to hit their goals. Why? Well, it takes willpower completely out of the equation. You're paying your future self first, before you ever get a chance to spend that money. This literally takes 5 minutes to set up, and then it just works for you 24/7.
Another fantastic system is to do a quick monthly check-in using a simple guideline like the 50-30-20 rule. The general idea is to aim for about 50% of your take-home pay to go towards your needs, like housing and groceries, 30% for your wants, like going out to eat, and a solid 20% towards savings and hitting your financial goals. Now, this isn't some strict, unbreakable rule, but it's an amazing starting point just to see where your money is actually going.
But what happens when your numbers don't line up perfectly? Well, first of all, that is totally normal. Look at this example. Needs are a bit high at 58%, and savings are a little low at 15%. This isn't a failure. Think of it like a roadmap. It tells you exactly where you might want to make some small adjustments.
Which brings us to another great little habit, trying to negotiate just one bill each quarter. You can use a simple, non-confrontational script just like this one. You would be absolutely shocked how often this works. I mean, even if you just save $10 a month on your cell phone bill, hey, that's an extra $120 a year in your pocket. It's all about stacking up those small wins.
All right, on to our third section, accelerate your financial growth. So once you've got the right mindset and your systems are humming along, you can start making some really proactive moves to build wealth for the long term. This is the fun part.
And nothing shows us better than the incredible power of starting to invest early. Just look at this tale of 2 people.
The early starter invests for just 10 years, right at the beginning of their career, and then they stop completely. The late starter waits 10 years to begin, but then they invest consistently for the next 30 years. So who comes out on top? Well, get this. The person who started early actually ends up with more money.
So you're probably thinking, wait, how is that even possible? The answer is the absolute magic of compound interest. The early starter only put in $100,000 of their own money. The late starter put in 3 times that much, $300,000. But the early starter's money had decades longer to grow and work for them, earning returns on top of the returns. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It is the most powerful force for building wealth, and the lesson is so clear. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time? It's right now.
But you know, investing isn't just about stocks and bonds. The next habit is to remember this quote right here. Your investments, your house, they are not your most valuable asset. You are. Your ability to earn an income over your lifetime is by far your greatest wealth-building tool.
And the return on investing in yourself, it is absolutely staggering. Just a 10% increase in your skills, whether that's from taking a course, getting a certification, whatever, can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to what you earn over your lifetime. And that's knowledge that can never, ever be taken away from you. And that brings us to our final section, the marathon mindset. Because, let's be real, building wealth isn't a sprint, it's a long journey, and you need to find ways to stay motivated to see it all the way through. Think about it like this for a second. Would you ever play a video game that was just this constant, endless grind? No save points, no achievements, no leveling up? Of course not. You'd quit in a heartbeat. There's no feedback, no feeling of progress. Well, your financial journey is exactly the same.
So you have to create your own achievements. You've got to celebrate those small wins along the way. Did you save your first $1,000? Awesome. Did you finally hit that 20% savings rate for a whole month? Did you pay off that annoying credit card? You need to acknowledge it, reward yourself. This literally rewires your brain to associate saving money with positive feelings, and that's what keeps you in the game.
And that's a wrap. Look, you don't have to do all of these things at once. The key is just to start. Just pick one. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Looking at everything we just talked about, what's the very first tiny habit you're going to start this week?